Hello, good evening. Good evening. My name's Josh Stonefield, and I'm chairman of the Teacher of the Year Committee here at Orient Lodge. And beyond the lodge, I want to thank everybody for coming here tonight. Okay, I want to welcome everybody who submitted a nomination. Everybody came in support of a nominee. And lastly, I want to thank anybody who's been nominated. Okay, so I'm gonna. All right, we're gonna have an invocation, and then we're gonna have. And please, please join me if you're in the spirit of prayer. Great Architect of the universe, bless our evening of celebration as we honor these teachers and educators and administrators and those who support them, and those who have spent the time teaching, that we can have a lasting positive impact on the students of Norwood. Amen. So mote it be. Okay. And please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay. You're done. All right. So, in tradition of, to just let you know what the quality of the nominations are, we're going to go ahead and we're going to read summaries. These are not the complete entries, just so you know that. We've got summarizations and the highlights from the nominations that were given in. And I've got some helpers to go ahead and read all of these nominations. This year, there were 24 teachers nominated across 28 nominations. So sometimes you got multiple people writing nominations. So we kind of, when we do the judging, we stack them together. So, and that will do that. So for our first round of nominations is our Grand Master of the 6th Masonic District, Sean Robichaud.
Thank you. Good evening, everybody. Before I read these nominations, I wanted to personally thank every one of you for being educators. As somebody who was severely dyslexic, had an IEP myself, and had a swoon of amazing teachers that got me through life to push me forward. What you all do on a daily basis is usually thankless. I know you do not get the appreciation you need. So I want to just say on behalf of myself, my kids, which is a 2-year-old and a 7-year-old, thank you very much for all you do. So thank you. Our first finalist is Diana Marchucci. And it reads, every day when I watch Diana teach, I know that she deserves to be the Norwood Teacher of the Year. She instills a love of learning in the students more than anyone I know. The students light up when she enters any room. She creates personal connections with all of the students and often checks with them, asking specific questions how they are doing. Her enthusiasm and love of learning is contagious, and the students rise to the occasion. Diana is always on the hunt for new, innovative teaching techniques, and when she finds them, she puts them into practice as soon as she can. Her excitement is contagious and has inspired me to be a better teacher myself. Her varied and creative teaching practices keep the students interested and engaged. Our social emotional learning curriculum focuses the students on one trait every month, such as honesty and perseverance. Diana created short plays on each topic for the students to act out to help them better understand what these traits stand for. They are completely engaged in these activities. Diana is so proud of her students, and she makes sure that they know it. Diana embraces all students of different cultures and celebrates them as often as possible. Is there video? Okay. Is there a video? No. Okay. It did. Okay. I'm moving on. Emily Shepardson. To understand the effect that Emily Shepardson has on her students, you need only to watch her walk into a classroom. The students immediately smile, greet her, inevitably ask her whether they can work with her, even if they are not on her caseload. Her kindness and positivity simply permeate the room. It is impossible to miss her commitment, dedication, and passion of teaching. She genuinely wants to bring out the best in her students and her colleagues alike, and she is willing to do whatever it takes to make that happen. This year, when an EL teacher was out for several months on maternity leave, Emily willingly jumped in and took her caseload, working hard to service all the students, at times at the expense of her own prep time. She routinely meets with colleagues, engaging ideas, looking for ways to make learning more accessible, engaging, and effective for all students. Emily thoroughly immersed herself in the 4th grade curriculum and has continuously adapted it and modified it to make it both understandable and fun for those students learning English as a second language. It is not unusual to receive an email or a text from Emily after long after the school day has ended or the weekend that begins. I have an idea. She is the first person to ask what she can do to help. She's an amazing teacher, colleague, and friend, and a truly vital part of the Balch Elementary community. Our next finalist is out of Cleveland Elementary, Caitlin Malin. Step into Miss Malin's class at 8 a.m. and you immediately feel the difference. The view board has detailed instructions and a colorful background which indicates disciplines and cheers up the students. She starts the day on the rug with creative, welcome, and weather songs that foster learning and make the students attentive. She has one of the toughest classes because she deliberately chooses some of the most difficult students. She did this because she loves challenges and wanted other second graders to have a more conducive environment. To inspire her students, she uses various innovative and creative techniques, such as the bucket fillers. Students are rewarded for good work and behavior with a bucket filler, which they can turn in on Fun Friday to get 5 minutes of free time. Through sheer hard work and commitment, she has made visible changes that will positively affect her students. Of course, the parents, doctors, and many others have made this possible, but the contributions of Cleveland in general and Miss Marlin in particular cannot be overemphasized. The efforts made by Miss Marlin and the school are a testimony to the greatness of the Norwood schools and how they can transform the lives of students, thereby making them better citizens. Teachers like Miss Malin do not just teach, they educate in all-encompassing ways, and the results they produce are heartwarming. For me, she definitely deserves to be nominated Teacher of the Year 2025. A little higher. Our next finalist is Mary Wesley. Miss Wesley carries years of experience and has adjusted her ways of teaching to meet the needs of the evolving climate. She teaches the subject matter, but also teaches the kids to be accountable and responsible. Miss Wesley has a class size of 25 kids, which holds many challenges. She has made time to meet with me one-on-one and has adjusted her teaching style to my child to meet their needs and learning style. She is very responsive and attentive to parents' concerns. She is genuinely interested in the children and wants them to succeed, achieving their highest capability. After her years of dedication, she is deserving of recognition. Miss Wellesley has been encouraging to the students in the 4th grade, letting them know that middle school next year is going to be great. She has had nothing but positive reinforcement on their big adjustments. She tells them of all the great things they are going to experience. She is also very reassuring to her parents, who are always anxious about the transition. She has helped them prepare for middle school, but giving them responsibilities that will be held with accountable for next year. This makes her seem like a disciplinarian, but I think it is great preparation for the future and world ahead. Our next finalist is out of Coakley Middle School, Faith Kimball. Faith Kimball is a dynamic and innovative special education teacher who brings a unique blend of traditional lessons and life skills training to her classroom. As a dedicated educator in the LEAP program, she effectively managed multiple grade levels while fostering an engaging and supportive environment for her students. Faith incorporates hands-on learning experiences such as growing a hydroponic garden where the students not only learn about science but also gain responsibility and teamwork skills. In addition, she has initiated a teacher's coffee cart run by her students, allowing them to develop work ethic, social interaction skills, and financial literacy. Faith Kimball is a passionate and dedicated special education teacher who has played a pivotal role in the development of the LEAP program at Coakley. Her commitment to her students goes beyond the classroom, and as she actively participates in all school events that her students are interested in, including dances, the Washington, D.C. field trip, and other extracurricular activities, Faith goes the extra mile to ensure that her students have some opportunities as their peers, fostering a sense of belonging and inclusion. You're the best. Thank you. I haven't talked this long in a while. Terrence Martin. Terry Martin is an innovative grade 8 civics teacher who has played a pivotal role in the adoption and enhancement of the civics curriculum at CMS. As a leader in the implementation of this program, Terry goes beyond the standard curriculum by adding supplementary resources that enrich his students' learning experience. He constantly seeks out new materials from interactive activities to current event discussions, ensuring that the content is both engaging and relevant. Terry works tirelessly to make the curriculum accessible to all students, differentiating instruction to meet diverse learning needs and fostering an inclusive classroom environment. His dedication to his students and his passions for civic education have made him an invaluable asset to his school and a driving force to the continued success of the civics program. Terry Martin, an 8th grade civics teacher, has made a significant effort to create an inclusive environment for his multilingual students. Recognizing the diverse needs of his classroom, Terry collaborates closely with his ELE teaching partner to develop materials that are accessible at multiple levels, ensuring that all students can engage with the content. Together, they tailor lessons and resources to accommodate language barriers, making complex topics like the Constitution and Bill of Rights both understandable and interesting. Terry is constantly seeking new and innovative ways to improve his teaching, striving to be present these foundational documents in ways that captivate his students' attention and foster a deeper understanding of their importance. His dedication to inclusivity and students' success ensures that every student, regardless of their language background, can actively participate in and enjoy their civics education. Congratulations. Aaron. Next would be Aaron. Aaron's coming.
All right. Is that okay? Can everyone hear me? Yes. Boom. Okay. So our next finalist is Carrie Silva. So, next nominee, sorry. All right. A dedicated 8th grade teacher at CMS has been an active participant in professional development focused on cooperative learning. Currently training to become a coach, she has become a model for her entire department, demonstrating the power of collaborative strategies in the classroom. Carrie's leadership and expertise have helped her 8th grade colleagues embrace these approaches, leading to increased student discourse and higher levels of engagement. She has also been a trailblazer in creating unique based lessons in science, sparking curiosity and deeper understanding amongst her students. Carrie's innovative teaching methods and commitment to professional growth have had a significant impact, helping elevate the entire department's ability to effectively deliver the science curriculum and foster a more interactive, student-centered learning environment. Our next nominee is Lindsay Conley. Lindsay has been an advisor for NHS, so that's Norwood High School, a World of Difference program since its inception. Her commitment to inclusion and making Norwood a place where everyone can reach their highest potential is paramount to her pedagogy. The work she puts into AWOD, AWOD, okay. When there's a vowel in some of these words, it's like my brain hits a train and it just stops. So help me with that, please. From collaborating with other advisors, the training students to be peer leaders, to the logistics of scheduling time for peer leaders to meet with all freshmen and sophomore students is remarkable. In addition, Lindsay signed up to navigate the inception of our Freshman Academy, believing in its message and putting in so much prep time to build this program. Lindsay also volunteers to take on student teachers and truly mentors them, sharing her resources, educational philosophy, and veteran tips, leading to the next generation of teachers and the next generation of students. Okay, Mariah Holmes is a finalist. The Latin scholars at NHS have been so fortunate to have Mariah Holmes as their teacher. She not only brings to life the classics world language that many consider dead, but she shares her enthusiasm and love of ancient history, civics, culture, and learning. She is creative in embedding vocabulary and the learning of Latin text through exploration of art, literature, and interactive learning opportunities. She promotes an understanding of the world during a time when it's so important. She strengthens the academic skills of students and at the same time meets the diverse needs of her learners. She is highly skilled, passionate, and dedicated teacher who has 10 years of service in the high school. She knows her students, maintains high expectations, is available to support them, and volunteers her time to give them learning opportunities outside the classroom. Okay, Jeff Loya. I guess I need to. Okay, Mr. Loya is truly one of the most reflective educators with whom I've had the pleasure of working with. Every day, you can find him during prep time reflecting on what he did with the students earlier that day or the day before and considering what he could have done better or differently to help the students perform at a higher level. He owns the responsibility that educators are trusted with. Not only are we asked to educate students in our content area, but we also are tasked with trying to help other young people go off into the world and be good humans. Mr. Loya also goes above and beyond outside the classroom. He is a trusted coach in the athletic department and has also worked hard to become that. Mr. Loya's athletic commitment goes well beyond the traditional school day. Track meets often take place late into the night or during vacation weeks. Mr. Loya is always there. Mr. Loya has also shown great commitment to ensuring that his work is as our primary AP U.S. history teacher shows the growth that he expects from his students. He has adapted the curriculum, adjusted his practice, and taken upon himself to ensure that all students were given the opportunity for a full practice exam on a half day, which meant he stayed well beyond the contracted time, yet again. Our next nominee is Danielle Riaz. Dan Riaz demonstrates an innovative and creativity in teaching by fostering a classroom environment where students feel safe, supported, and valued. His room is always filled with students who seek not just academic guidance, but also a sense of belonging. He goes above and beyond by providing snacks, ensuring that no student feels left out or distracted by hunger. His dedication extends beyond the classroom. Last year, he took time out of his day to help a student get to the dentist and secure proper insurance, showing a deep commitment to student well-being. Dan Riaz is deeply committed to student learning and growth, consistently going above and beyond to support his students both inside and outside the classroom. He runs the World of Difference, a word program, which empowers students to become peer leaders, promoting inclusivity, respect, and leadership skills. Through this program, Dan helps students develop confidence and the ability to support their peers, fostering a school culture where everyone feels valued. Ryan Marie Wicker. Miss Ryan often incorporates hands-on, interactive activities that engage children in the learning process using art projects, sensory bins, and other activities. I believe her approach has sparked curiosity and encouraged my child to explore subjects in depth. She also transforms the classroom into a dynamic learning space and inspires children to explore and learn at their own pace. She has installed a love for learning in my child by encouraging him to embrace challenges and learn from his mistakes. Miss Ryan has helped my child learn important life skills like kindness, empathy, respect, courtesy through play, and my child teaches the same to everyone at home. He was extremely anxious and very hard to convince to go to school every single day in the beginning. Miss Ryan has really ensured that he gets over the fear and anxiety by grouping him with like-minded peers and keeping him engaged and active in class. Now, when he waves goodbye and wishes me a good day, dropping him off at school feels like the best feeling in the world as a parent. She's made him a more confident child.
Good evening. Again, as your name is called, please rise so our lovely docent can find you and give you your presentation. I will start with the first person on my list, which is from the Prescott Elementary, Maureen Condon. And I believe there's a video presentation, so I apologize if I mispronounce any words, but are you able to play the video presentation?
I am enthusiastically nominating Maureen Condon for the 2025 Norwood Teacher of the Year.
Bear with us. I don't think I've ever been here when we didn't have a video issue, so this is normal. The Masons aren't known for our technological abilities, but we're trying, so bear with us. Here we go.
Maureen has been nominated for this honor several times, and for good reasons. She is a dedicated, enthusiastic, and inspiring educator. Over the years, I have been lucky enough to work side by side with Maureen. She has brought so many fun and innovative experiences to our students. I feel so lucky to have had the opportunity to join in on these amazing experiences, not to mention the little notes of encouragement she often leaves for colleagues when she sees them working hard or struggling with something. Maureen is dedicated to making sure her students get the best education. She advocates for support, supplements to the curriculum, and bringing in outside resources to engage the young learners in her class. Most importantly, her students feel supported, safe, and loved at school. For the past 5 years, Maureen has brought a March Madness book bracket to the Prescott School. She works to locate the titles and gets participants from our school and the community to read out loud the books in a video that she puts together into a Google Classroom for all the Prescott students to watch. We all enjoy this so much at our school. Everyone looks forward to it every year. I can't think of a better community builder than we have than this. And I also can't think of a better way to thank Maureen for all of her hard work than through this nomination. Thank you for your consideration.
Our next nominee is Michelle Fitzgerald. Mrs. Fitzgerald is a dedicated, hardworking teacher who uses the latest technology to help her students learn. She designs projects that require students to innovate real-world problems and develop solutions. This encourages critical thinking and collaboration. She demonstrates creativity in a number of ways, transforming standard lessons into engaging and impactful experiences. Innovative teachers are those who are willing to experiment, take risks, and continuously seek new ways to engage and inspire their students, and she does that. Mrs. Fitzgerald is great at keeping us up with the progress of our child. She has helped him a lot in this year, and he's improving all around. Establishing clear expectations and routines promotes a structured and focused learning environment. Thank you, Mrs. Fitzgerald. And I apologize if I butchered this name, but I think it's Michaela Webb or Michaela Webb, I'm not sure. Michaela, third time's a charm.
That's okay.
It is with great respect and admiration that I nominate Mrs. Webb for this recognition. As a first grade teacher at Prescott Elementary School, Ms. Webb consistently demonstrates an unwavering commitment to her students' academic growth and overall well-being. Her passion for education is evident in her thoughtful approach to teaching, ensuring that each student feels supported, engaged, and encouraged to reach their full potential. Beyond her instructional excellence, Ms. Webb fosters nurturing and inclusive classroom environment where students feel safe, valued, and motivated to learn. Her genuine care for their development extends beyond academics, as she is deeply invested in their emotional and social well-being. Through her enthusiasm and dedication, she cultivates a positive atmosphere that can enhance student learning and confidence. Next is Nora Armstrong. The application says, I would like to nominate Ms. Armstrong as Teacher of the Year. She knows exactly what each child needs. She is observant, understanding, and has the necessary strictness to keep order in the class while maintaining a kind attitude. She is truly amazing. She truly deserves to be recognized for this exceptional care and attention she provides to each child, consistently making a positive impact on their lives. Thank you, Nora. Our next nominee is Stephanie Kabuko? Sorry. I think they were cruel to me and gave me all the hard names, so. I would like to nominate Ms. Kabuko for, Kabuccio, thank you. Sorry, my apologies. I would like to nominate Mrs. Kabuccio for Teacher of the Year. She is incredibly kind and considerate of her students' needs. As she works with the youngest learners, she not only educates them, but also serves as a role model, showing them the values of kindness and love at every moment. The kids absolutely love her. She makes learning so fun. You can tell she puts everything into her role as teacher/educator and takes great pride in teaching our little learners. Her dedication and care make her truly deserving of this recognition. Please consider her for this. Thank you. In keeping with the difficult names, we're gonna say Victoria G, and I apologize. Garzinski, thank you. who is also a nominee and finalist. I feel that Victoria, oh yeah, sorry. Yeah, please rise, yes. I feel that Victoria is deserving of this award because of her passion for all of her students. She is constantly working to go above and beyond for her students. For example, when one strategy may not work for one student, she always finds an alternative strategy for him or her to succeed. Victoria has plenty of tools in her classroom and even made students their own math toolboxes, which contain materials to help them grow their learning. Students in Victoria's class are motivated to do well because she helps them and to have a positive growth mindset, which is evident in the growth in confidence in many of her students from September to now. Victoria also creates a vibrant environment for her students that makes learning enjoyable and fun. Ms. G also is well organized and creative. She is able to contribute time to the needs of the school outside of the classroom as well as inside. The school recently implemented a new reading program that includes new leveled readers incorporating with writing. Ms. G takes this one step further by expanding her students' learning and bringing an art ancestry project into the classroom. This incorporation of social studies, reading, and writing demonstrate Victoria's ability to engage her students to differentiate their final projects. Thank you, Victoria. I survived.
Okay. Continuing on with St. Catherine's Siena School, Karen Gorman, first grade. The fact that she has been nominated for 7 consecutive years speaks volumes about the profound impact that she has had on students, parents, and colleagues alike. She is an exceptional educator who consistently goes above and beyond to create engaging and inclusive learning environment. She is not only passionate about the subject matter, but deeply committed to the well-being and academic success of every student. Ms. Gorman regularly employs innovative teaching message, fosters creativity, and ensures that each student feels heard, valued, and supported. Ms. Gorman's unwavering commitment to her students is exemplified by her thoughtful gesture towards my son's father's deployment. Understanding the emotional challenges our family faced, she organized an activity where students wrote letters to deployed service members. This initiative not only provided comfort to my son's father, but also offered my son a meaningful way to cope with his absence. Such acts highlight Ms. Gorman's dedication to fostering emotion, well-being, and supportive personal growth of her students. I'm going to butcher this. Amanda Gubernati? Garaboni. From the moment you step in her classroom, it is clear that she has created a space that is both welcoming and engaging. Thoughtfully designed and beautifully organized, her classroom accommodates all learning styles, ensures that each student has the opportunity to thrive, whether through hands-on projects, interactive lessons, or creative teaching techniques. She continually seeks the ways to make learning both meaningful and memorable. One of her most remarkable qualities is her ability to bring learning to life. She incorporates music, movement, and storytelling into her lessons, helping the children retain information in a way that is both effective and encourages critical thinking, and making every moment and lesson an adventure rather than just another assignment. Kathleen Harrington. Ms. Harrington is an amazing teacher who exemplifies kindness and patience. She genuinely cares about her students, both current and past. She goes above and beyond by staying connected with her former students to foster community and education and support and growth. Her dedication and thoughtfulness make her a truly exceptional teacher. She deserves to be recognized for Teacher of the Year. Okay. Danielle Ilukana. She's from the 4th grade. Our teacher's the 4th grade. Danielle is masterful in her use of technology in the classroom. Her students begin by greeting our soft music and a slide presentation that is colorful, engaging, and informative. Her students know what the expectations are upon arrival and what to look forward to in their day. Danielle is a gentle spirit, and she invokes a sense of caring, and their students feel experienced throughout the day. She sets a high bar for her students and encourages them, providing them with the tools, guidance they need, while always reminding them that they can do hard things. Danielle is a tremendous grade-level partner. She is collaborative, creative. As a teacher of many years, I appreciate her innovative ways of looking at challenges we face in the classroom. Danielle and I have been presented this year with a number of students who have significant learning challenges. Danielle has also been important in working to use data to help pinpoint areas of need within our student population. She has been instrumental in helping develop alternative and creative ways to meet the needs of our students and help them to achieve success in meeting our grade level standards. Caroline Parsons, kindergarten. Ms. Parsons is an incredibly kind and a compassionate teacher who generally cares for each and every student and their love in return. She listens alternatively and responds with care. Her patient nature not only teaches her students, but impacts the importance of patience. She is truly a special educator and wholeheartedly deserves to be recognized as Teacher of the Year. Please consider her. Joan Sullivan. Great job. I would like to nominate Ms. Sullivan for Teacher of the Year with over 30 years of teaching experience at St. Catherine's. She has an impactful countless students, teachers, and colleagues. Ms. Sullivan is known for her professional responsiveness and dedication to her students. Her kind and calm nature make her teaching style truly special, and the structure she provides in her classroom is a model for others. She has earned the respect and adoration of many, and certainly deserves this recognition. All right. Now, you've seen us hand out these blue envelopes, right? Now, in the envelopes, unlike in your programs, it's got our condensed versions of the highlights of it. Actually, there was the actual submissions that were presented for the teachers, so in full text. And then every nomination got a little thank you gift, and that's from Furlong's Chocolate. And if you don't like ice cream and chocolate, then I don't know how to help you. All right. Our finalists got a gift certificate so they can take themselves down to Conrad's and have themselves a meal on the lodge. Yeah. Nick, a little bit, okay. I got some thank yous I want to thank people, okay? On behalf of the Teacher of the Year Committee, I first and foremost want to thank the generosity of the Orient Lodge trustees, who without their support and generosity, we wouldn't be having this program. All right. Our kitchen staff, run by Nick Grow. Okay. With help from Aaron. And our bartender tonight, Ed. Okay. Our communication specialist who did all of our presentations and a lot of the communications with the community, Steve Cheeky. Okay. All right, I have to thank all the judges. Now, remember, we have 2 rounds of judging. We do an internal round, we do our first round, and that's with members of the lodge. And I want to thank specifically Nick, who helped out, Eric Schutte, Tom McClintock, and Steve Machuki. Okay. Our finalist judges, which we make it even harder because we remove everybody's names and the school names, and so they have to pick it in the semi-blind environment. Okay. Clayton Cheever from the library. Justin McClintock. Okay. Lynn Golden. And Kathy Serena. Okay. I need to thank everybody who supported, who submitted a nomination. Without you, this program would go nowhere. Okay. I want to thank you for coming out and supporting a nomination, a nominee. Okay, and I want to thank all the teachers whose outstanding work every day and your hard work every day. Okay, and thank you for coming and supporting Norwood teachers. Okay. This year we have some special honors with our state. Oh, we have Stephanie's coming next.
Fine.
Last year's teacher of the year. All right, so last year we had a teacher of the year. Stephanie. And I have asked her to come up and give us a few remarks going forward. And yes.
Absolutely. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
I will keep this brief because I know everybody is so excited to hear who the winner is, as am I. So I will keep it very, very brief. First, I want to thank the Masons for this unbelievable opportunity that they give our teachers here in Norwood every single year. So let's give them a round of applause. Teaching is an amazing profession. So I want to thank every single teacher in this room. Whether you're nominated or we're not nominated, you're awesome, period. I have been a teacher since 1992. The job gets harder every single year, and the teachers work harder every year, and the teachers love their children more every year. Period. End of story. Here in Norwood, I can't believe the unbelievable teachers, their unbelievable dedication to the students of our town. I haven't seen it anywhere else in the state of Massachusetts, anywhere, bar none. And I've worked with some of the most amazing educators ever. So I think every person in Norwood and every person in this room who is a teacher deserves a round of applause. So give it up to those teachers. It is an incredible honor to stand here tonight, not just as a teacher, but as a representative of a profession that continues to shape the world, one student at a time. When I was named Teacher of the Year last year, that was one of the most amazing and most humbling experiences of my entire life, and I'm an old person. It gave me the opportunity to really reflect on what it means to be a teacher, and more importantly, to recognize all the teachers in this town who are passionate, who work tirelessly for our students. And I am privileged to be a part and to know each and every one of you because you are all amazing. Those in this room and those who aren't in this room. Norwood is phenomenally lucky, and I mean that from the bottom of my heart. Teaching is not about perfection. It's about showing up and being present to each and every student in front of you. You show up with purpose and a willingness to grow, and if you make a mistake, you own up to it and you move on and you try to be better because no one is perfect. It's about celebrating those small victories with those small children, those middle school children, and those high school children. Nurturing their curiosity, being consistent, being fair, being kind, and caring about them. Not only about the children, but their lives of each and every student you have. And we see children all across the board, and we love them regardless. Wherever they come from, we meet them, we love them. So to this year's nominees, congratulations. To every single person in this room, congratulations. It is more than a title, it is an honor. It represents the lives of every student you've touched, the hearts that you've touched, the students you believe in and won't give up on. And I encourage you all to savor this moment because it doesn't happen every day. Teachers are not regularly applauded. Thank you to the Masons for applauding us and amplifying the voices of all teachers everywhere. To all the educators in this room, thank you. Thank you for loving the children. Thank you for teaching our children. Thank you for being there for our children. Thank you for showing up in each and every day and giving all you have, no matter what's going on in your life. You leave that at the door, you walk in, and you are on to make a difference in the lives of a young person. And that's a gift that not everyone has, and you have it. So I applaud you. I thank you for all you do. The teachers in this room, the teachers who are not in this room, every teacher deserves this. Because teaching is one of the hardest jobs ever. And you all know that. We all know that. And you never give up on any student. And every teacher I've ever worked in with this town, and I've worked with a lot because I've been here a long time, are top-notch. There is no teacher in this town that isn't phenomenal. Let's keep lifting each other up, sharing our light, sharing our knowledge, believing in our students, because it's beautiful, and this is the most rewarding work anyone in the whole world will ever, ever do. You're all amazing. Thank you for loving and teaching our students.
In your programs, you will have noticed that the superintendent was scheduled to speak. He got double booked and he decided not to come. So, oh well. All right. So come on out, Sean. He's our district, our district master. So he's going to introduce our state family, and then we'll proceed on. Thank you.
Yeah, it's me again. So first I'd like to introduce who I am. In this district, in the Norwood and Westwood area, I am what they refer to as the District Deputy Grandmaster. I am the representative of Most Worshipful George Forrest Hamilton, who happens to be with us tonight. He is the Grand Master of Masons in Massachusetts, and it's an honor and privilege for us to have him here tonight. And even more important than him is Teresa Hamilton, the Grand Lady. We also have the Grand Marshal for the state of Massachusetts, which is Right Worshipful Michael DeRocha. His wife, Mary DeRocha. And the person who is responsible and allows to support the event, which is the Master of the Lodge, Worshipful Thomas Miskell. It would now be my honor to welcome Teresa Hamilton to the podium for some words.
Worshipful Master, most worshipful, I should get this right, shouldn't I, dear? Most worshipful Grand Master, distinguished Masons, guests, friends, good evening. Good evening. It's been quite a while since I've been on a podium doing this type of thing. My husband, on the other hand, it's pretty common for him, but so if you would bear with me. It's so nice to be with you this evening. It is an honor to be here to celebrate and shine light on the unique role that educators, and specifically exceptional teachers, have on our students, our children, and society at large. I myself am a retired teacher. I taught health and physical education from 1999 to 2017 in Medway, Massachusetts at the Medway Middle School. There were 4 teachers in my department, 2 male and 2 female. The school included grades 5 through 8, aged 10 to 14. Asked many times over my career how I could possibly teach middle schoolers, I can honestly say I didn't find that age level a challenge. I actually really enjoyed watching these kids develop during these formative years in their lives. I often taught many of these kids at different grade levels, getting a front row seat to see their changes. Each class section had its own unique and distinct feel, personality, and makeup, which I really found interesting. Every period, kids would walk in the class, and it was a totally different experience, depending on what was going on in that lesson and what was going on in the day. And that's what I really enjoyed almost most about teaching. The size of the students, their skill levels, coordination, and maturity were, in part, influenced by their age and puberty onset, each child developing at their own rate and on their own timeline. The Health and Physical Education Department, a department within the Allied Arts Division in my school, had some unique challenges when it came to schedules, class size, curriculum, and school events. Due to the complexity of student scheduling, it was common for the administration to be working on class schedules during the summer break. I often did not receive my grade assignment, class schedule, and students list until about midsummer. Both schedule and teaching assignments often change from one year to the next. One year might be 8th and 7th, 7th and 6th, 6th and 5th. I even had 8th and 5th. Let me tell you, there's a big difference between 10-year-olds and 14-year-olds when it comes to education. So having a class of an 8th grade health class come in, followed by a 5th grade class, well, they're totally different. Talk about one period being different from the next. One, curriculum and lesson plans for the grades varied. Another thing that varied and impacted instruction was class size. New enrollments, learning levels, and the dynamic of student relations all influenced the sizes of the classes. I taught classes with as few as 10 students to as many as 31 students. There were a few days where, I got this one? Excuse me here. This podium, I feel like I'm looking down and up, so I apologize on that. Every year, there were a few days when some classes were impacted by the administration or the town. Some disruptions were known in advance, and some were last minute. MCAS testing, which was taking place while I was teaching, for example, was set by the state to take place on specific days. The town of Medway designated the middle school gymnasium for town voting. Then there was class competition day, a day where students had a break from their academic learning to participate in a homeroom competition. During the classroom competition, it was the responsibility of the PE department to assist the homerooms as well as judge the events. There was one incident where I'm a little embarrassed to admit where my patience for disruption to my day ran a little thin. The curriculum lesson that I was teaching on this particular day was field hockey. It was a beautiful, sunny spring day, and I left home a little early because I was assigned morning hall duty. I got to school and gathered my equipment, and it took me several trips to get set up outside. I had cones, sticks, balls, practice jerseys, and some portable goals to haul out to the track, which was a little distance from where the gym was. I was walking outside, third period with one of my 8th grade classes, when I noticed that one of the employees from the town DPW was mowing the field. And as I approached, I realized that all of my equipment had been pushed off the field so that he could mow. To say that I was not happy would probably be an understatement. As we approached the football field and got to the end zone, I told my class to stay put. And I proceeded to march onto the field, midfield, and honestly did my best Tiananmen Square impersonation. I stood there waiting for the DPW employee to come my way. When he approached, we had a little brief standoff, and then he got off the mower, and I proceeded to explain to him that I was disappointed and frustrated that he was on the field and was impacting my class. After a couple moments, he stepped off the field and put a call into his supervisor. A few minutes later, he came back onto the field. He now obviously annoyed. He had been instructed by his supervisor to stop and delay his mowing. The damage was already done at that point, and I had asked my students to help assist me to reset up my equipment so that I could then be able to teach my afternoon classes. After the setup, we had about a 15-minute lesson before heading back inside. At the end of the day, I went home knowing my stand on education was made clear. Students are the priority, and learning comes first. Linda Ellis wrote a poem entitled A Teacher's Dash, which Paula J. Fox included in her book, A Heart of a Teacher, A Treasury of Inspiration. It reads, "It's been said the dash on a headstone between the dates of birth and death represent each step we'll take on earth and every single breath. We know the date when we were born, but the following date can't be foreseen. And all the days that we live are in the little dash between. Though we all may strive to prosper during our time here on earth, it isn't the money in our bank account that measures what our dash is worth. Some deem themselves successful if they can spend in large amounts, but how you spend your only dash is all that really counts. When young minds want to understand what is just beyond their reach, a special soul is called upon to enlighten and to teach. A teacher chooses her career not for prestige, wealth, or cash, but because her heart is telling her this is how to live her dash. For he receives true satisfaction from guiding and from giving, fulfillment found in making a life and not just making a living. A good teacher has a tendency to do more than what's required, to prepare and send into the world each dash that she's inspired. Teachers make a difference in each young mind they embrace. They mold our future in their classrooms and make the world a better place. No matter one's career, all retirees have various moments that leave a lasting memory for one reason or another. For me, one incident that comes to mind occurred while I was administering the Presidential Fitness Test. The Presidential Fitness Test involves a variety of tests that related to one's overall fitness: upper body strength, core strength, agility, flexibility, and cardiovascular health. Typically, the physical education classes in Medway were taught coeducational. But during this unit, due to the sensitivity nature of the testing, the boys and girls were separated. On this day, I was outside on the school track administering the mile run to one of my sixth grade classes. The majority of the girls were a quarter of the way through the run, having completed one lap, when it started to drizzle. During the third and fourth lap, the rain had picked up. Most of the girls took it in stride, no pun intended, laughing as they ran to finish the test. Truth be told, probably a number of these girls would rather be wet and finish the test than be asked to repeat the test. There was this one girl, though, who was heading into her last lap that I asked to stop. As she was beginning the fourth lap, I pulled her from the run and sent her to the locker room. I could still remember the puzzled and annoyed look on her face as I took this action, especially since she was leading the run. I, unfortunately, didn't have time to explain to her the reason for my action. You see, She was just starting to develop, was wearing a white t-shirt and no bra. You get the picture. I was afraid the other girls would eventually notice her predicament and would make hurtful comments. I also wanted to shield her from view of the boys since all of the classes entered the building using the same door. She never said anything to me once I returned with the rest of the class back into the locker room. Crisis avoided. None of the girls noticed her exposure while running behind her. I am convinced by the look on her face as I entered into the locker room that she was fully understood her compromising situation. To avoid further embarrassment on her behalf, nothing further was discussed. Though she never actually thanked me verbally, I know my action that day was definitely appreciated. The various levels of public education, preschool through high school, require lesson plans that are specifically written to the age and grade of the students. Teachers often find out during their coursework and teaching practicums the age groups that they feel most comfortable teaching, a level where their teaching style and personality are most comfortable and compatible. The impact teachers have in the lives of students is often overlooked and underrated. Just one special teacher can have a long-lasting impact on the life of an individual. When asked, have you ever had a special or favorite educator who made a positive impact on you? Most of us can recall, even after many years, the name of at least one special teacher that left a positive impact. Highlighting the special relationships teachers have with students, Paula J. Fox included in her book a self-written poem by the same name, Heart of a Teacher. It reads, "The child arrives like a mystery box with puzzle pieces inside. Some of the pieces are broken or missing, and others just seem to hide. But the heart of a teacher can sort them out and help the child to see the potential for greatness he has within, a picture of what he can be. He's taught to be strong and to think for himself as his soul and spirit heal, and the puzzle that's taking shape inside has a much more positive feel. The child discovers the joy that comes from learning something new, and his vision grows as he begins to see all the things that he can do. A picture is formed as the more pieces fit, an image of the child within, with greater strength and confidence and a belief that he can win. All because a hero was there in the heart of a teacher who cared, enabling the child to become much more than he even imagined or dared. A teacher with a heart for her children knows what teaching is all about. She may not have all the answers, but on this she has no doubt. When asked which subjects she loved to teach, she answered this way and smiled. It's not the subjects that matters. It's all about teaching the child. One special teacher can make a positive difference in an entire child's life, in a child's entire life, in just 1 year. It's been a pleasure being here tonight to honor this year's Teacher of the Year recipient. Thank you.
And now, if we could please have Most Worshipful George Forrest Hamilton, Grand Master of Masons in Massachusetts.
Thank you. It's indeed a pleasure to be here tonight on this special occasion. You know, we all want the very best for our communities, and we want them to be a great place for everyone to live, and there's nothing more fundamental to our communities than our schools. And so we want to thank all the teachers for their efforts in Norwood, and I want to thank the Lodge for creating this event where we can come together to honor them. So it's been a wonderful opportunity. When I was thinking about being together at this event a week ago, I was online and I saw a little cartoon which made me laugh, and I thought I would share it to you. It was just a little sketch cartoon, but it was a little teeny cute girl and a teacher that was really tall and real put together and looked like she knew exactly what she was doing. And the caption read, "I don't want to alarm you, Miss Anderson, but Daddy told me that if my grades don't improve real soon, someone is going to get a serious spanking." So I thought that was kind of cute. I grew up in a household of school teachers. My dad was a school teacher for 35 years, and both of my sisters, I was sort of the black sheep of the family. I went into engineering, but they tolerated me anyway. But my dad was really an educator his whole life, and he used to say teachers were born, not made, that you had to have basically in you the skills to be a teacher. And he lived his whole life that way, and all the things he did and variety of different things, he was always teaching people, and he always had that attitude. And he instilled in all of us a feeling that, you know, education is a lifelong thing. And I remember when I was a teenager, he told me that he really didn't worry about what I would do as a vocation, but he wanted to make sure I had a good education regardless of what field I went to. If I had wanted to be a plumber, he would have been happy as long as I went and got an education first and then became a plumber. So these things stick with you, and so I thank you all for all your commitment to being educators. And at this time, I think we're going to make the presentations. Is that right? The envelope, please.
You can open it whenever you're ready.
This is when Johnny Carson used to put it to his head, and I'm not going to do that. The Teacher of the Year for 2025 is Mariah Holmes.
And I'll give you the second one in a minute.
Congratulations. I want to read to you what it says on the plaque. 2025 Teacher of the Year presented to Mariah Holmes, Norwood High School, in recognition of your outstanding commitment to education. May 2nd, 2025. And we have a check for you, and we have a check for your school, and we have a plaque to go with that, and we have a second plaque, which I think you put in the school, so everybody gets to know about that. Would you like to say something? Sure.
Thank you so much. I'm humbled. I'm in a room of amazing people. It's been very touching to hear the anecdotes shared by your colleagues and individuals affected by all of our work in this room. And I'm so grateful for the students I've had here in Norwood, some of whom are so extraordinary, all of whom are so extraordinary. I'm so grateful to have the kinds of students I have this year, especially who seem to be so in love with learning, and that's a really nice thing to see. And I hope that we're all seeing some of that love of learning coming back into our classrooms after a few years of great difficulty as we're navigating some very difficult and uncertain times following a global pandemic, the effects of which are truly innumerable. And I think we're finally starting to see a turnaround there. So I hope this is a turning point for Norwood. And I hope that we all continue to serve our students the best we can as we do every day. Thank you.